art is the oldest way of expressing oneself, and I think more needs to be done to get that out, or at least to express that messages can be put across in a powerful way aesthetically, rather than verbally. My name is Ted Mikulski. I'm an artist, I think. I'm not a very political artist. I'm not a very controversial artist. I like to do my own thing, and I like to be fun. At the same time, I think it's kind of good to look at what other artists do, understand why they do it, and take what they do and sort of allow it to evolve your own style and your own way of creating.
Cool, good choice.
Have a nice night.
I think art has evolved into a hybrid, a really complex hybrid. So you have some of the best artists of our time that are being hired by Lexus and Mercedes and Intel to make their advertising campaigns. Some of the greatest video art I've ever seen has been commercials, which unfortunately loses the power of the message to begin with. So you have a lot of incredibly talented people that need work. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, these are people that could do some incredible stuff by themselves, but they need to make money. They need to pay their bills and eat. So you can't fault them for that at all. But the matter of factly, as a society, being an artist is sort of a little bit taboo. It's how, the starving artist effect, which was sort of perpetuated in the 60s when everybody was living in New York, living very cheaply, and that's some people do that. Some people have to do that to survive in order to create. But at the same time, you have a lot of artists that are really talented people that can do some really incredible social affecting work that can be really, really dynamic, really interesting. And at the same time, you have a lot of artists who are producing art that they think people want to see. There's a lot of artists that produce art that is pictures of paintings of beaches or paintings of forests, and they may draw inspiration for that. Not faulting them for that, but it may be the way that people are selling art, is they need to focus on that style of painting. So I just want to get the message out that you can do what you want to do. You may not be able to do it full time. You may not be able to do it all day long, but you may be able to do it a couple hours after work, maybe before you go to bed. Do what you love as an artist.
What do I think of it?
Yeah, what do you think of that piece?
It's exciting.
What does it make you feel?
Kind of fun. Like I could play with this. Like all the color. And then this whole little guy here.
If you had a name, what would it be?
Albert.
Albert the robot.
Albert the robot. He's got a lot to say with his Cyclops eye.
I play off of themes like robots. I've been obsessed with robots for a long time now. I just started incorporating into my art a couple years ago, and I always had an obsession with the way that we designed robots back in the 50s and during that time period where we thought we would have robots doing all of our menial tasks by now. And it's just funny to me that never happened, for one thing. And two is like the Jetsons, for instance. I used to watch the Jetsons when I was a kid. I loved the Jetsons, had a great time watching them. And I always used to be fascinated with the fact that they have flying cars and these really amazing houses, very futuristic, beautiful houses. And their robot, Rosie, was designed like a microwave with wheels. It was just like a horrible design with just really poorly formulated limbs and things like that. And so I always thought that was really funny. So that was the way that we thought robots would be walking around. And it's kind of funny to think about today that these robots would be very boxy and sort of clumsy. And so I incorporate that idea of what the design of these robots were back in that time period, and I incorporate that now as a form of contemporary inspiration.
I got this one just because it matches my bathroom. I'm planning on putting it in my bathroom.
Very nice,
Piece,
very
I'm gonna hang it up right there.
Very nice.
I like how it looks very modern, very street. I like the feel of it because I appreciate that a lot, like graffiti or whatever, because I do a little bit of myself.
Oh, cool.
So I kind of dig how he did the vinyl too, because that's pretty unique. I never seen that before.
So I have characters that I like to create. They're things that, you know, a lot of characters repeat in art. You're inspired by certain things, so that's what allows you to create. So I have certain pieces that, you know, this is a bear, for instance, that I like to produce. Like I'm hanging from balloons, and sometimes I zoom in on his face to make, you know, eyes and a little bit more color dynamics from green to purple. So this is one example, one of the free pieces. It's done on wood. It's 4.5 by 3. It's decent size, and at the same time, it's something that somebody could put next to their computer as they're working, or in their bedroom, something like that. So it's really nice, and I have other characters like little monsters that I produce. That it's just a lot of cartoonish characters. They're two-dimensional. They're very simple. They're actually oversimplified, actually, and the worm is also oversimplified. These are all pieces on wood, all pieces that'll be given away. The crane, which I like to draw as well. I mean, these are things that I just like to do. So, you know, fault me for my style if you want. These are things that I like to produce as an artist, and these are things I feel comfortable with. And the flower, of course, the flower is something that I've been doing for a long time. It's a character that I've felt comfortable drawing. I could draw it in my sleep. It's something that I like applying lots of different styles to. The zooming in on it, zooming out, lots of different flowers. It's a character that I just really am attracted to aesthetically. It's a really dynamic character. And the robots, of course, is also an oversimplified character. You can see on the head is just a basic geometry. The single eye, again, very, very oversimplified. And at the same time, it creates sort of a nice aesthetic. You can put it on all kinds of different backgrounds. You can fill it in with color. It's really dynamic and really, at the same time, for me, exciting. Another character I like to do, it's a little bit inspired by street art. This is something that I've seen created, produced a few times on the street, and it's a little bit changed, a little bit evolved into what I feel more comfortable producing and creating. And so those are just a couple different examples, and this is just one, the robot logo. These are just a couple things that are going to be involved in the giveaway. These are free pieces that I'm going to try to hand to people. And like I said, you may not like the style, you may like the style. It's sort of not the point. The point is to get art out there and get it in front of people, even if they're subjectively against it. There we go. You found me. How you doing, man?
Good.
It's good to see you.
I'm Zin.
Nice to meet you, man. Yeah. So you sent me the email?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I met you at Fernando's gallery.
Oh, yeah. Good to see you, man. Which one would you like? I got a big selection today, actually.
can I pick?
Got a thing on wood. Yeah, of course.
Oh, cool.
Piece on wood. A lot of people don't really understand why to give art away for free.
What's the catch?
No catch. There's nothing you have to do. You don't have no drugs. You don't have to contact me. You don't have to do anything. Just enjoy it. It's free art. I do have a card, but you don't need to do anything. And I understand that because artists, they need to make a living. I mean, you need to sell art in order to pay your bills and to afford paint and all that stuff. So it makes sense to sell art. I'm not against selling art. It's part of what being an artist is all about.
So why?
It's part of a big project. I thought.
What's the name of the project?
Free Art 2012. I'm just giving away I'm giving 1,000 pieces away of original art.
Really?
The project about giving away things for free puts into question how much people should be spending, or maybe what kind of elitism is going on in the art world. I mean, if you don't attend galleries, then you're not seeing art. I mean, maybe you're experiencing online or something like that. This allows you to experience original art in person without any worry about being pressured into spending lots of money for it or all kinds of things like that.
This is the first time I see free art in Seoul.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Who's got free? Nobody has the free.
This is
nothing.
free.
You know?
The responses have been pretty good. I mean, I've gotten a lot of positive reinforcement from everybody around me. It's been really great. I mean, the gallery owners are confused by it. A lot of people are confused by it, but at the same time, that's really what good art projects are all about.
What's the purpose behind this, may I ask?
I'm giving away 1,000 pieces over 10 days, and I think it's just a cool idea of getting art out to people. You know, just getting in front of people that may not select it or go to galleries.
Yeah.
So, you know, it ends up being sort of self-fulfilling in that sense.
This is free?
Free. So the free art project was something that I came around and I said, wouldn't it be fun to give some art away? I mean, art is always so expensive, it's inaccessible for a lot of people. A lot of people can only afford prints and things like that.
And I think that, there's to a certain extent, you have a job, you have to make a living, you have to earn a living, but, you can give stuff out for free as well. That's saying I don't think you should do it, you have the right to, earn money for what you're doing, but I think specifically with art, more so than other things, if you don't make it free, you probably won't reach as many people as you want to.
So I thought, let's give some stuff away. Let's give it to them for free. They don't have to work for it. They don't have to have any incentives. They just get handed it for free, and that's it. That's the end of the transaction. They can choose to follow what I do in the future, or they can choose to throw the piece away. It's whatever they want to do. It's their choice.
I love it. I mean, when else are you going to get something like this for free?
The idea was to originally give away just 100 pieces. It was going to be sort of a nice little small project that still took a lot of time and effort to do. And to be clear, I wanted to make sure that each piece was really nice. I wanted to make sure it was gallery quality, that it was something that I didn't rush. I wanted to be proud of every single piece I was creating. That 100 pieces evolved over time. I started this 18 months ago, and it evolved over time, and it became 200 and 300, 500, then it became 1,000. So I completed 1,000 pieces, and then it ended up being a little bit more than 1,000 now that I think it's time to release the project, put the pieces out there, and see what kind of feedback I get. So I don't know what kind of reactions we're going to get. I think it's going to be pretty funny. I think it's going to be a little awkward at sometimes. I think you're definitely going to get people that appreciate it and find it interesting, and at the same time you're going to get people who are confused by it or don't want to be a part of it. It's going to be a good mix, I think.
So what do you think of artists giving away their art, just as an idea?
I feel like it's kind of weird. There's no such thing as a free lunch. I just tell my students that. I think it's actually cool to give it out for free, because if you are an artist, you're doing it because you love to do it and you want people to see your work.
It's going to be totally random. So there's going to be a wide range of people that I'm going to approach, from tourists to businessmen to kids to homeless people that don't speak English. There's a lot of opportunity to reach a wide audience here.
Do you guys want free art? I know the Koreans like art.
Yeah, it's totally free.
I think the Korean. Oh, what is this one?
I'm homeless. I've been through all this shit. You haven't been through it. Free art, free money. What's the matter with free money?
Yeah, so it's all going to be taking place in Manhattan. So I've decided not to go into Brooklyn or Queens or anything like that. It's going to stay in the city. The reason for that is it's a little bit more controllable for me. And I'm going to be going a different place every day. So one day I'll start in Soho, and the other day I'll be in the financial district, and I'm going to go up to Central Park. So there's a lot of diversity. So I can get people that are going on their daily commute, for instance, going one way, and then the next day I can get other people going a different direction.
That's actually really smart, because that's the best way for a person to get known. That's the best way for a person. That's actually the one. Marketing itself. I mean, this is a good exposure for it, but this more so this puts it in the person-to-person's hand who probably wouldn't really touch artwork or go to an art gallery or even be interested on another level other than
the fact that you met the person who actually drew the piece that you're holding.
It's usually a distance that you usually have between you and the artist.
You don't know what the guy looks like that drew the actual piece. You don't know what what kind of person he is. If he's friendly, if he's
if he's tall,
if he's tall, short,
does he wear slippers? You know what I'm saying?
Things like that. Yeah. So
they have a blue shirt on right now.
New Yorkers are their own breed, to put it kindly, and I like that. I mean, I like the fact that they have this sense of self-fulfillment and whatever that may mean. The fact that they try to get handed things all day long. I mean, New York City is one of these places that a lot of the locals, at least, will put their head down and do their thing, go from point A to point B, and then there's tourists walking around with their heads up and looking around. So there's a dichotomy there between the two separate populations. And so my challenge is, as an artist, as somebody who's trying to give something personally away for free, is to allow people to see that it's more than just a flyer for a club. It's something that's meaningful. It's something that they can enjoy.
I mean, to be honest, now that I know who this person is and I see him in person, I see his art, I think that's more attractive than social. To be honest, when things pop up on Facebook, I'm like, pass, ignore.
they may reject it. They may take it. They may throw it away. They may take it to give to somebody else. You know, there's a lot of interactions that can happen with the project. So I'm sure people are going to turn it down. They're going to think they're being offered something, a promotion, an advertisement. So there's going to be a lot of that too. There's going to be a lot of people that sort of are a little bit abrasive to the fact that they're being handed something in New York, which happens a lot.
When you walk through Times Square, Harlem, whatever, you're always getting like a CD shoved in your face, so this is preferable.
If you can find me in the city, you can follow me on Twitter, you can go to my website, you can find me at Ted Mikulski on Twitter or tedmikulski.com. And you can go on there, and I'll give little hints of where I am. It's kind of it's a bit like a scavenger hunt. I'm not going to be dropping artwork off in front of things, but you can try to find me. I'll be saying I'm wearing a blue shirt, or you know, I'm wearing sandals today, or I'm wearing a bright hat, something like that. You know, if you can come find me, I'll give you a free piece of art, assuming I haven't run out that day. You can come get a free piece.
And like the whole like social media play, I thought was pretty cool. Just how he got involved with that and Twitter, and like you can follow him through that. That was pretty interesting.
I
signed up for Twitter just to do this.
Just to do
Yeah,
this?
same
wow.
here.
Ted got you to sign up for Twitter. That's pretty
awesome.
Say I'm in Soho one day, I'll give a hint like I'm near Starbucks. So you know, you may go into the city, you may try to find me near the Starbucks. And I'm going to give people opportunities to really do that, because I think that's really interesting. If you can come find me, if you can see where I am and discover where the project's actually taking place, of course, yeah. I mean, you're more than welcome to have a free piece of art.
I have all the locations already written down. I'm like a crazy person.
I mean, if regardless of what type of artist you are, if you're a music artist, you should hand out your music, you know what I mean, a sample, just so people can hear. Because if not, no one would ever know who you are or what you're about, what you're capable of.
And then also too, I mean, you guys are doing it right now. This is a feed that's connected. He obviously just connected with us too, but it's a connection with the people.
Exactly.
People who he wants to sell it to. One, he wants to influence. Three, that he wants to have some type of communication where they can feed off of him. So I mean, it's reciprocity really. It's him thinking about a bigger picture of.
And we also just because of the fact that he handed it to us and we accepted it, and he was real friendly, we give him more respect for that. You know what I mean? If I was to see this piece on a T-shirt or on a wall or something like that, I'll have more respect for that. You know what I mean? And if I see anything else from another artist that I've never met or never encountered, I'm just gonna look at it as art, not as you know what? I actually know this guy, and this guy's actually a really nice, cool dude.
Yeah.
Filming the project is actually pretty brilliant because it's a geographic project, like I mentioned before. You have this focus on Manhattan, so all of a sudden the project becomes, yeah, you can hear about it on the internet, but if you want any part of it or you want to experience it, you have to be there. Filming it puts it out there to the general public, so now you get to see the project take place. You get to see people experiencing the art and then experiencing the project. So more people are going to now be involved in the concept of what this is becoming. So it gets the message out there in a sort of better way than I ever could singularly. It's a really powerful medium now to go on YouTube or go online and put up these videos because people can experience it. Yeah, they're not going to get a piece of art, but at the same time, they're seeing the project, they're witnessing the reactions, the way that it interacts with people, and it's a really, really amazing thing.
It's different because people who actually really are fans of his and love his art, if they want it badly enough, like this for instance, they can go find him and they can get it for free as opposed to being handed a leaflet they don't care about.
I like to do a lot of crafts and art.
Yeah, she's
Yeah? Do you want to be an artist one day? If you were an artist, would you give away your work for free?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Well, it depends on whether I had a day job.
Yeah, you like the ghost? What does it remind you of?
Pac-Man. She thought it was
That's
a flower.
It is
That's
a
why
flower.
she chose it, yeah.
Do you like flowers? I like it.
They were really happy. They were climbing on the lion when he brought it over to them. So they were happy. Like, yeah, and right away they didn't even think it was strange. Right away they were like, yeah, I want the flower. I want the ghost.
How important do you think it is to expose kids to the arts in this
It's
kind of direct
incredibly
way?
important. Incredibly important. Because then also they'll take it home and they'll want to try to make it. You know what I mean?
Right.
When they see it, and you'll put it up on the wall and you'll talk about it, and like you'll carry on that conversation like, he's an artist. Oh, what did he use to make that? What could you use? You know what I mean?
Right, and getting that's good. Do you think in a city, you guys are from New York?
Yeah.
Do you think that in the city sometimes it's hard maybe to get kids directly interacting with living artists? You know, sometimes
it's not
like
hard if you're an active parent, because the public schools give the cool culture card, which is like free passes for families to go to museums. So if you take advantage of what the city offers, I don't think it's hard. But there's a lot of distractions in the city. And there's a lot of ways that, like, you know, people get busy, but really you can get into the Met for basically free. You can get into the cloisters for free. If you have the cool culture card, you can get to the Guggenheim, the Children's Museum, the Intrepid, like so many things for free with your kids. So if you do that and take advantage of it, your kids should be seeing. Also, New York is art. Like, look at the architecture. Like, you live in a city of art, you know?
Right, and this project is great. And a great
It's incredible.
Or walking right up to you.
It really is, because he's got a friendly disposition and it's all his own artwork, and he's happy to give it to you, and then the kids are happy to receive it.
Do you think that more modern artists and living artists, especially, because, you know, you ask people who's your favorite living artist, a lot of people say, oh.
They don't know, right?
Right. So do you think more artists should be looking for this kind of engagement with the public by giving away art, or
Yes,
do you think it devalues
exactly.
art?
No, I think it's really good because
Yeah.
I didn't know who this guy was until today. So
And
there you go.
and-
Now I like
and-
him.
And I can say for a fact that we'll go home and Google him.
Yes, we will.
I know that we will, because his name is on the back, and we'll go home, we'll Google him. We'll probably find him on Facebook. You know
Exactly.
what I mean?
Awesome. All right.
Or we'll find him through, like, whatever. I know we will. And now you have a memory for life.
Yeah.
My buddy's right there.
Okay.
We biked here.
Nice. It's awesome, guys. It's awesome. Nice to meet you, man. Nice to meet you. I got more. You want to see more too?
Yeah, sure.
Why not, right?
This is such a cool idea.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm glad you guys like it, for real. This has been great so far.
May get fired
You-
from
you-
taking
You,
2 hour lunch break trying to
you,
find
you wouldn't believe how many people say no, though.
Really?
I've been trying to offer it to them, yeah. I loved making all the pieces, so I had a great time producing all 1,000+ pieces. I mean, that's first and foremost. It wasn't a burden to do this. It was something that I do anyways. I mean, this is what I do as an artist. I create. So creating the pieces was not really, you know, a tough thing to do. It was actually a lot of fun. At the same time, this is a geographic project, so it's happening in Manhattan directly. So I'm not taking this to any other place. So that's something that the project is being limited by, is not only the amount of pieces, of course, but where it's happening. So this is not happening online. It's not totally universal. So the idea that this project could maybe continue, you know, a couple years down the line, we could do it. I could go and do it in LA, or I could do it in Europe. There are a lot of opportunities to bring this project and maybe evolve it at the same time to other places and to other people. And so there's a great kind of evolution that can happen, potential evolution that can happen with this project.
I love the idea. I wish I could be a fly on the wall for the next week to see what New Yorkers say about it and how they react, because I've lived here for 4 years and I don't really know what I would do if I didn't know him. You know, you're a little skeptical. The only other thing I've seen for free are the free hugs people in Union Square.
J'aime bien le petit avec le ballon. On va voir avec le ballon jaune devant toi là.
Free art? Yeah, free art. Come grab some.
J'aime bien ça.
Artistic stuff. C'est cool.
Bitch, it's mine. I saw it first.
Thank you. No problem. Have a good day. Yeah, cool. Please take a picture, then you put these
What's
yourself.
your name?
Ted Mikulski. Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah, you could. I'll give you a card. There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. You want to? Okay, sure. There you go. So there are artists I draw inspiration from, and of course I'm a big fan of the downtown 500 scene, which was, you know, back in the 80s in New York with Jean-Michel Basquiat and Keith Haring, and that whole creative group I think did a lot of amazing things for what sort of translates now into contemporary art.
I had this thought, well, you know, if one day Ted got to be more famous, we would have a piece of his early art. We'd be able to say, hey, when he was first starting out, we got
free piece of art. Are you guys just giving them out?
I'm giving away for free. I'm a professional artist. You guys caught me at the right place at the right time.
Can I take this one?
Yeah, totally.
Oh my god, I want one too. I don't know which one I want. Cool. I don't know which one I want. Pick one.
Nice, good choice.
Thanks.
No problem. Have a good one.
This is a cool guy.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Thank you.
Nice. Have a good one. Yeah, halfway through the project, I do have new followers. At the same time, a lot of them are just trying to get free art, so who knows what that really means. But that's a cool thing. I mean, people are connecting with me online, so that's a good thing in the future too, just to continue the conversation. Good day. Yes. Yeah, I'll give you a card.
Thank you.
No problem. Tweet it back to me. It's fun. Have a good day. Go to the website.
It's better than actually selling on the shoot, I'll tell you that.
Have a good day. Yeah? Why? Hope to see you there.
It's not a good look.
Fair enough.
You're trying to be something that's already been done. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not. I'd rather be selling privately, private collection. And also, art world, you want to make sure your pieces are in the right hands of the right collectors. Because if you give your art to someone, like he can give away one piece. The reason he's only giving one piece to each person is if you give them all to one person, that person could just give them all. And then what does that person do? He has value over what you create. He can make it devalue it. So you have to be very careful who you give your art to, who you let collect your art, because they are going to be the ones who put the value on it.
Thank you.
This is great stuff, man.
I have a lot of character-based art.
I like this guy.
Oh, he took mine.
You gotta be quick. You gotta be vigilant.
Oh, back up then. Oh, this one's really nice.
I don't know what I want. I just want something.
What's your name?
Ted Mikulski.
Ted Mikulski?
Yeah.
All right, so nice.
Should be on the back.
All right.
Cool, have a
So
good day.
what inspired you to do this here, Ted?
I thought it'd be cool. Everybody, not everybody can buy original art. Why not get away with it?
That is cool.
It's a good idea, man. Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
I like this robot one too.
It's so nice.
Not so bad.
There you go. Don't be skeptic.
This is the first time I see free art in Soho.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Who's got free? Is nobody have for free?
This is
nothing.
free.
You know?
Yeah.
Let me draw myself.
When are you gonna get this? You know?
I like this one.
Just one.
Just one. One per person.
Wait for her.
I want to pick a nice one.
Yeah, I'm a professional artist. It's part of a big project. I'm giving away 1,000 pieces.
God bless you.
Yeah. Cool, man.
Olivier, take one long.
Appreciate it.
Laurent, prends celui-là pour moi là. Dans le coin là. Prends-le vite, prends-le vite.
This is free?
Free. One a piece, though. One a piece.
Angela, come on, baby. Don't be shy.
Don't be shy.
The artist is there. Take it. No, you take it, Angela.
What should I take? This or this? There's one in black. This?
Take this one.
Small.
Which one? This one?
Nah, that one's sick.
That was a double-sided.
Thank you very much.
Cool. Have a good day. There's a lot of evolution in art, and so you watch artists do certain things. So you see them paint on all kinds of different mediums, and you realize as an artist that all mediums are acceptable. Some artists will only focus on canvas work. That's what you got to focus on. That's what's going on the wall. That's what people buy. Well, it's not exactly true. I mean, there's all kinds of different things you can do, whether it's a discarded piece of cardboard or a window or whatever it is. It's still a medium. It's a thing to produce art on. That's why I drew on my car, for example, because it's a beautiful medium. I liked it, so I decided that would be the medium of what I wanted to work on. And so there's a lot of opportunity out there to not let an item stay an item that was bought at IKEA. You can paint it, you can change it, you can create a piece of art out of it, and at the same time make it a personal thing. So the 1,000 pieces are incredibly diversified because they can be, because you can draw on anything and you can produce on anything. It's the same reason why I draw all over my office desk and paint whatever people want me to paint, sunglasses. I mean, I'll do whatever I feel like doing, and that should be what artists do. I have my debut New York solo show on August 11th. It's a big deal to get into a New York gallery. It's really exciting. It's at the Dorian Gray Gallery on East 9th Street. And importantly, the project has no connection to the opening. So there had been the concept before was to place the 1,000 pieces in some sort of a venue, some sort of a building, and have people come in and pick which ones they want. And I opted out of that because, first of all, it might be a mob scene, or you might not get enough people to get 1,000 pieces. So there's problems with that, but the exhibition has no direct connection with the project. The exhibition is an art exhibition. I was lucky enough to be offered an art exhibition, and I graciously accepted. The project is not advertising. It's not meant to bring those 1,000 people to the opening. If some people want to come, sure, why not? It's an open exhibition, but that's not the point. The point is to get people, to allow them to have free art, to just give them an opportunity to, here's an original piece of art, enjoy it, no strings attached, have fun, whatever. That's what it's really meant to be. It's meant to be a fun project. So I'm not giving them a promotion card with the pieces. I'm not trying to sell them on anything. I'm just saying, here you go. You want to talk to me a little bit about it? You want to find out who I am? Great. Let's have a conversation. But there's no need for that. There's no sales pitch. In Egypt, to take a sort of recent contemporary look at things, there's an amazing array of street art that was getting the message out without having to worry about what was being tracked on the internet or what was being picked up on cell phones and things like that. So you could do it anonymously and yet still affect the masses, depending on what your message is or where it was placed. So that's an example of what art can do, and on a sort of not as aggressive level, you have the galleries and the nonprofits and all the organizations that can look to art to get messages out. I mean, the spoken word, the written word is a powerful thing, but art is the oldest way of expressing oneself, and I think more needs to be done to get that out, or at least to express that messages can be put across in a powerful way aesthetically, rather than verbally.
We have to support our people community and make it happen where we can happen and do what we can to keep the spirit alive. As artists, we create because we have to and we must. Our society doesn't really support it over, say, for program support or anything, but it's if we can support each other and work together, and most certainly if we collaborate. Part of it is about the exchange of ideas. It's that spirit and that energy and idea, and that whole urge to do something, but also it's about growth and connection. And so we really need to work together with people to elevate all of us together. It's about seeing more and being more and doing as much as we can for everybody.
I mean, it's got to be daunting, and to try to bring all those moving parts together. But you need collectors because they buy. You need gallerists because we show. You need artists because that's the product. So it's a trifecta of elements coming together. But everyone has to, everyone can support the arts. I think I said earlier. During one of the segments we were talking about earlier, where not everything has to be this highfalutin price point for an acquisition. You can get a robot for $300. You support an artist through that purchase. You support my gallery through that, and we go on. We live to fight another day.
I learned something a long time ago. It's called do what you're going to do and ignore everybody.
Show came together really nicely. It's a lot of different work that I've been producing for the past 2 years. A lot of it's a reflection of the free pieces. So in tandem with this show, I was working on all the free pieces. So you have 1,000 plus pieces being created along with the gallery pieces. So there's a lot of influence of one another. The smaller pieces have been influenced by the gallery pieces and likewise. So it's been really interesting. There's a lot of great people here. A lot of people are enjoying the aesthetics, and it's great to see that. And there have been some people that got some free pieces that have come to the show, just saying how much they liked getting a piece of art on the street in New York and coming to this exhibition, coming to the gallery, and supporting me as well. And that's great to see.
His family is extremely supportive. His sister and her husband are here tonight. His parents would be there, but they're on vacation. So everyone is really supportive of what he does, and I think that really helps in terms of how much he can push himself and exactly what his outcome is. But I don't know, I love it. I love everything he does, so it's hard for me to really...
I don't know if I would change much. You definitely have to alter where you are. If I were to take this to London or Japan, somewhere outside of the United States, culturally it would be different, but I don't think I would change the way that I've interacted with people. So I would try to hand out some. Sometimes I would try it with a sign. Somehow the art needs to get to the people.
The biggest roadblock is oneself. person gets in his or her own way. And by listening to everybody else telling you what to do and not to do. You should just go ahead and do it.
So what do you think about art critics?
I never think about art critics. As a musician, I've gotten plenty of criticism. I never think about music critics. That's why I've had a career.
So how do you define creative success?
Actually, everybody defines that for themselves. I think it's really best to do that on one's own terms. There are probably 10 or 12 or countless ways to do that, but I would be very careful in judging others, and I'm very careful in judging myself. I think success is on its own terms.
We got married in June, so things have been hectic, especially with the show and getting everything ready, the free art project. So it's been hectic, but it's been a lot of fun.
What's it like to be married to an artist? Is it?
It's actually a lot more fun than you would think. Whenever I want something for the wall, I'll be like, can you make that for me? So I love it. And he made our wedding, like our invitation, so everything's really creative and personal, and I don't know, we have a lot of fun with it.
I have a few extras, and you know the project has ended. I've given away over 1,000 pieces. I do have a few extras. I think the best decision for me is to give them away to maybe a children's hospital. I still want them to be free pieces. The project's over now. The 10 days has been completed, and I don't want to continue that. So I would like to maybe give them to children or maybe the elderly, somebody that could really appreciate it, but have it be donated at the same time.
I think people can become as involved as they want to. And I think there are ways to find out the information. I mean, sometimes we have too much time on some of these other social mediums that we think have to take the steps for us. They can't go to the places for us. You know, they can't make those steps out to the place. They usually will not be interacting with the artists. They won't be interacting with the street. So we're going to have to, in addition to social media, deal with things like real face-to-face and working with artists and communities. And why wouldn't we? That's about being human.
Do what you really want to do. Do exactly what you really want to do. And like I said, ignore everybody.
So I think that art is an incredibly powerful thing, and I really think that it can be a movement for change. And I think it can do a lot that people maybe necessarily don't understand or don't pay attention to automatically.
Thank you.